lavender reminds me of my grandmother.
There's albums when I was...
Back out here at Waverley Toyota Oval, and it's the second half about to get underway here. It's 25 playing 16. It is a 9-point lead to the Eastfield Rams, Brad.
Yeah, it is indeed. BWS as the second half gets underway, and 9-point lead, not a big lead of course, but probably handy in these conditions when goals have been so hard to come by. And there's a player hurt there, Tyler, for Glen Waverley Hawks. Paul Tyler just running away from the pack there in a fair bit of pain, but the umpire didn't see that a free kick was necessary, so away we go again. Tyler got the little handball away. Shot out to Hodges. Hodges' kick was smothered. East Burwood managed to clear, and Wills takes the mark at half back. Wills' kick to half forward, looking for Damatopoulos, who did some quite brilliant things in that first half. Galeno shot the handball away. Huxtable got involved as well. Pitts tries to gather it in, and they appeal for holding the ball because Pitts really wasn't trying to get the ball out then, and he's quite bemused by the decision, but really it looked like he camped himself over the footy and made absolutely no attempt whatsoever to dispose of it.
He was under the pump there as well, so I suppose to get the ball out, it would have been almost a certain East Burwood goal.
Yeah, I think the umpire saw that one the right way because clearly his intention was to force a ball up. Hendrick's kick drifts across the face of goal, and Cruz takes the mark in the back pocket. And the guy who sat on him then when he was not getting rid of the ball, Jason Pitts, played it to perfection because he made it clear that he really wasn't holding him up or trying to stop him too much. If he wanted to get rid of it, he could. So it was that was well played. And Gamey goes after the footy, paddles it out in front of himself. Got the little handball out to Coates. Coates' kick hugging the boundary.
Really good
Wills
kick there.
Did it well inside the field of play, takes the mark. And
under a lot of pressure, getting pushed out, tugged up against wind. Like, that was good to keep that ball in play here.
Did really well. So Wills goes with the check side kick.
He
likes the look of it, and it is a goal. So East Burwood off to a great start in the third quarter here. Max Wills kicks the goal for the Rams and takes them on to 4 goals, 7-31 to Glen Waverley, 2 goals, 4-16.
Well, and Jamie would have to be one of the leading players on the ground at the moment. Every time he gets the footy, something seems to happen. And that kick to Wills was centimetre perfect. It was just brilliant the way that he was able to weight it well and hit him on the chest.
So East Burwood 31-16, margin out to, I think that's the greatest margin it's been all afternoon. There's no doubt about that. So almost double the score. What can Glen Waverley do to just peg back 1 or 2 and keep themselves well and truly in this game? But it's East Burwood once again bustling their way out of the middle of the ground up towards the half-forward line, getting underneath the Damatopoulos. Couldn't quite drag it in. Good pressure there by Eddie. Oh, Damatopoulos, a fresh air shot. Got the crowd excited. It landed about 10 metres out from goal. Oh, my God, Gamey! How did he get that? He got boot to ball and he kicked it straight into the pine. So 1 behind is the result, but they are peppering East Burwood early in this term. 3.5 minutes gone, third quarter, AFL game day. 4-8-32 to 2-4-16. Cruz brings the ball back in. It was a bit of a scissor kick, goes out towards the half back line. Charging through there was Eddie. He overran the football. Stacks on the mill. Will have the ball up right in front of the grandstand here, right in front of where Sam Kekovic entertained the crowd immensely early today, as a good contingent from good supporter base from both clubs here was in the rooms at half time, and a great spread put on by the Glen Waverley Hawks and welcoming all the East Burwood fans and supporters and committee. So good camaraderie between both clubs out here today, which is always great to see, and that's why we're the best competition in the land. There's no doubt about that. Palm down to Murray, got the handball back. Scoots on, but it's not going to go anywhere. McMillan, he was in there for Glen Waverley. He's brought to ground. Apply to bounce it once again. 80 metres out from the East Burwood goal line, Brad.
Umpire throws it up. Parthenides against Handrick. Handball there by McGowan. Riddle takes possession. He's immediately tackled by 2 Rams. And he was going absolutely nowhere. So good gang tackling there by East Burwood. Brad Riddle is threatened to grab the game by the throat a few times, but he's often found himself in heavy traffic like he was then. McMillan's handball. Kick up towards the wing position. Pickering shared it with Murray. Andrew Murray's kick favours Ferguson over the back of him. Ferguson against Brown. Good use of the body there by Luke Brown. He summed up that situation really well. Didn't panic, and he just got the desired result then for the Rams. He played it well, a bit of experience there. Luke Brown, one of, by my count, only 4 players in this East Burwood team who were at the club last year in today's side. So
yeah, you're not wrong there, Brad. Stuart Wine said the same thing on our pre-game coverage. They had six guys in the team that were there last year. Usually it's the other way around with new players coming in and the rest there in previous years.
Yeah, I think, sorry, it was four last week. They've added, a couple more this week. But, yeah, it's a new look side for them, that is for sure, as Kennedy there on the bottom of the pack. He's going nowhere. One of those many new inclusions into the side. Little quick kick was smothered by Kay. Kennedy's kick. Cruz got a hand to it. Potts there trying to wrestle the ball from the grasp of his opponent on the deck. And it will be a ball up once more. Still an 18-point lead for East Burwood. 4 goals, 8 plays, 2 goals, 4. And as we have yet another ball up, we'll cross boundary side down to Matt Fodia.
Thanks, Brad. And Ben might be a bit more excited about his advertising prospects here. The pink umbrella might have to come out. The rain looks like it's about to roll in 5 to 10 minutes.
Just looking after you, mate. It is your favourite colour. Umpire to ball this up just outside the 50 arc for the Hawks. What can they conjure? Mulqueen went up, came down without the pill. Down McMillan, hits the deck as always. He's got a great attack on the football, does Josh McMillan. So we'll have a ball up again. 60 metres out, Springvale row side of Waverley Toyota Oval as it comes down into the arms of Kennedy. Got dispossessed. Just trying to work themselves out here, East Burwood, and they got the break, and the kick goes into towards the middle of the ground, but standing strong, reading it. Jesse Dunn takes it.
He'd be about the leading player on the ground for the Glen Waverley Hawks, I reckon.
Yeah, he's certainly holding stead, that's for sure, as the kick goes forward. Big fly over the back there by Pickering. Ball hits the deck in the middle of the ground. Here's Perry, got the handball, who got dispossessed of it as well. That's a throw. You've got to pay that one, and the umpire will reward Gavin Cruz with that free kick as he switches the play quickly. Broad, right in the guts. Kicks it inside forward 50. It's a floating one. Looking for Pickering, ran into his own teammate. At the fall of ball, Kay for East Burwood. Little handball out wide. That was okay. Kennedy had time to pick the ball up and then get the handball away. They banged the ball out of that danger zone up towards the weak position. What a mark that was by Maxie Wills. Geez, sensational. One of the plays of the day. There's no doubt about that. Sold a bit of candy too, if you don't mind, as he kicks the ball up inside forward 50. It was a well-weighted one as well. But Jesse Dunn, who was probably behind for the first time today, just mopped up the pieces. The class act as Broad takes the mark, goes back inside. Here's Cruz, had a lot of the football also. Dunn and Cruz working well across the half back line for the Hawks, up towards the wing position, but standing strong and taking a solid mark there. East Burwood up towards the Angami direction. He overran it very close to the boundary line. Here Riddle's going to see it over and out. Right in front of the broadcast position, right in front of the faithful out here at Glen Waverley.
Great to see this game picking up a bit in regards to the way it's been flowing this quarter.
Yeah, it looked like Jesse Dunn was suggesting to Damatopoulos that he ducked his head in that contest, but I think it was more the mistake was Damatopoulos tried to go at it one-handed, wanted to try and reel it in with the one-handed mark, and he has got some tricks, as we know, but sometimes you've got to stick to the basics and just do it, get it done however, conventional it looks. It's not his way, but this is Hendrick. Gets the handball. Hard up against the boundary line. Kick to the wing position. Over the back, Stafford shared it with Murphy. Murphy's kick to Copes. Little handball there came from Karawala. That was Kennedy who will get the free kick over the shoulder, and the umpire says no, it'll have to come back, go back behind the mark. So Jason Kennedy launches it for the Rams. Mitchell Potts there, diving on the footy. And sometimes those get pinged, but I think he was trying to, he made it look like he was trying to get it out, which is probably more important to the umpire than even whether you do get it out or not. They've got to see that attempt, see a genuine attempt. So Potts again on the bottom of the pack, as he so often is, picks himself up. So, and 16-point lead, I should say, for East Burwood.
Well done.
That was a crunching tackle then on Riddle, and he's quickly back on his feet, Brad Riddle, but he's certainly feeling the effects of that bump. And it was Kennedy who
He
really
held
stood
his own way,
ground.
didn't he? That was awesome.
Great attack on the footy by both players, but certainly Kennedy who came off better. That was Stafford. Gave the little handball out. Stafford again. Throws it on the boot, but it's all the Hawks. Eddie gathers it in now. Tom Eddy's high kick, bit of a floater into the path of Sinden. There against Canning. Ferguson takes possession. Did he throw that out? The umpire let it go. Brown comes away for the Rams. Neat kick to Pagliaro. This is a promising build-up for East Burwood. It goes over the head of Galeno. Well played by Huxtable, but then he seemed to almost throw it out to Dunn. Strong tackle by Wills, and the umpire says it will be a ball up. That was great footy from both sides on that occasion. Let's cross down to Matt Fodia on the boundary.
Thanks, Brad. The wind's really picked up towards Glen Waverley's end here, and I'm just interested in Dan's thoughts about how easy East Burwood are getting it out of their defensive 50 and how the Hawks are going to try and lock it in.
Ball comes out towards the half-forward line. It goes over the boundary line and out of bounds. Dan, you've had 8 seconds to prepare to answer Matt. Off you go, mate.
Well, look, East Burwood have been able to move the ball a lot cleaner. That's what I've noticed this quarter. While the game's flowed a lot better, Glen Waverley Hawks just haven't been able to hit targets as such. But, look, the Hawks are just going to have to defend a lot better. Dunn's done a fantastic job, but he needs a bit of help.
Feel like East Burwood, if they get another one, it's going to be quite difficult for the Glen Waverley Hawks at the moment. But nonetheless, the ball is across the half-forward line for the Hawks. Big Bo picks himself up off the deck and will go at it once again for the Hawks in the ruck. Got the knockdown over the top. Over there is Spiliotopoulos, who had an opponent there in Brandon Hodges, but paint beats all players. Another boundary throw-in. So up she goes. Parthenides got the knockdown that time. Looping handball over the top. Pickering went in hard for the Hawks across that half-forward line. And East Burwood, through Will O'Brien, will hand it back to the umpire. You want a bar of that? He did really well just to hold the ball in. It comes out now. Mulqueen, handball over the top. Found his teammate there in Brown. It's O'Brien, who just mentioned only just a couple of seconds ago, rewarded with a free kick up towards the half backline wing position, and give a guy a rap and you moz him, and he kicked it out of bounds on the full. Ball to be brought back in by Tom Eddy. Everybody ducking for cover today, either in the cars or in the grandstand, so players having to retrieve their own footballs. Say they're not paid for that, but they want the game to move on forward as well as it goes up towards the Ferguson direction. He got one bite on it, Little handball over the top that time by Canning. Tried to link up with Masters. Canning goes in after it again. That was really good play. And now they'll link up. Here's Angamey. He might take off here. He might have a bounce. He might have a second one. He's looking for some running support. Little kick over the side there by Damatopoulos. He spotted up his teammate there in Wills. Just stops props. Looking to fade over the top of a player. They're going to link up well now here. And here's O'Brien once again. 55 metres out from goal. Spears it into the pocket. That was a brilliant piece of play. Kennedy takes the mark and he'll shoot from about 35. It's a difficult angle, but that was good play, Dan. That was end-to-end football, and they did hit up their targets.
Look, it just goes back to what I was saying a couple of minutes ago, that their ball movement East Burwood has been tremendous.
Oh, well, Kennedy's just completely coughed it up. He's put it straight down the throat of Pitts, who didn't think it was coming to him, so he dropped it, but it's a stoppage. It's 30 metres out from the East Burwood goal line. They'll be disappointed with that. 4.8.32 to 2.4.16. 15 and a half gone, third term. Pye throws it up, stacks on the mill once again, Brad.
You know, even if he'd found a teammate then with that kick, it wouldn't have been paid like the required distance. So it was really a terrible option.
Surprising
as well
coming
by
from
Kennedy.
a Division 1 player as well.
Poor execution and a poor decision. So, as you say, you'd expect a little more from Jason Kennedy, but he's been pretty good today throughout the day for East Burwood.
Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, just updating a Vermont-Montrose score. Vermont 12-8-80 to Montrose, 7 goals straight, 42.
Kay shot the handball back to Stafford. Long kick to full forward. Wills was the flyer, but he was about 5 deep in the pack then. No real chance of marking it. And Pitts takes the mark on the last line of defence for the Glen Waverley Hawks. So Jason Pitts goes very short with the kick, finds Eddie. Tom Eddie, left footer, has had a lot of the footy today. Him and Jesse Dunn have really controlled that half-back zone for the Hawks. Not a great kick this time by Eddie, was really just into open space, and Murphy ran back onto the footy. And he shares it there with his teammate in Dalton. Not Dalton, McGowan, I should say. Troy McGowan in the long sleeves. So the umpire to throw it back into play. Parthenides wins yet another tap down into the path of Kay. Kay shot it out to Kennedy. Kennedy's kick, not all that effective. And Gamey, his handball was partly smothered, and the umpire's paid a free kick there. Was that for what, incorrect disposal?
Yep.
Just didn't quite release the handball in a legal manner. Free kick goes to Potts. Runs his full measure. Mitchell Potts' kick was a good one. He found Tyler on a long lead. Tyler wheels around now. Pretty neat kick, was quite effective. Got it to a Min who, first time I've seen him today.
It's 3-on-1. What's happening up there?
Poor kick by him. Out of defence, Murphy. Murphy's kick to the wing position, and the mark safely held there by Wills for East Burwood.
He's been solid.
Yeah, he's done some really courageous things as well. The kick by Wills over the back. This is Galeno. Galeno bounces it through. And a great goal for Adrian Galeno. 4 of those now on the board for him today. And East Burwood stretch their lead out to 22 points.
Well, that's another one of those opportunities, isn't it, that Galeno's just taken with both hands, and all he's needed is half a chance to be able to do it, make something out of nothing.
Let's cross down boundary side to Matt Fodia.
Hey guys, Glen Waverley look like they might be the walking wounded at the moment. Amin went down there and was clutching his right knee. He's okay now walking. Riddle struggling with his right shoulder, and Sullivan struggling with his right groin.
Yeah, okay. Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yes, Division 3, and it's South Belgrade 4-1-25, trailing Heathmont 6-8-44. Donvale and Warrandyte, Donvale 3-7-25 to Warrandyte 3-1-19. Ferntree Galley 4-3-27 to Churnside Park 2-4-16, and in the Scoresby Templestowe game, it's Scoresby 3-6-24 leading Templestowe 2-2-14.
Well, Well, McGowan got the centre clearance. He kicked it to Galeno. He almost was able to pull it in there. But Potts is there for the Glen Waverley Hawks. He's dispossessed. Here's Hendrick. Just scoops it back into play. Perry was able to trap it. Sold a little bit of candy. Got the handball away. Kick to the top of the goal square where Maxie Wills just takes a gift. And he'll go back and
Wheels around.
Wheels around now on the right boot. Aaron Lord style, Nathan Chapman style, and it goes through for a goal. And I tell you what, East Burwood, they're going to take some taking. That's his second goal. They're going to take some stopping, I should say, Dan. I think this game could almost be called over.
Yeah, 28 points the difference, and in conditions like this, East Burwood have really lifted this quarter. Their ball movement's been fantastic, but Ryan Flack would be pretty disappointed with that. To leave Wills open in the goal square, not good enough defending there. Dunn's been a lone hand down there today, I think. He hasn't had enough help around him.
We heard Matt mention on the boundary before about Adam Amin and that he got injured a few minutes ago, but that is legitimately the first time we'd called him today, certainly the first time I'd called him today. 55 goals he kicked for the season last year for the Glen Waverley Hawks, but has been completely unsighted all afternoon.
Spot on. Barry Cott's around the grounds with the score centre.
Yeah, Division 2, and it's Doncaster East 9-5-59 to Mulgrave. 2 behinds, 2 points.
Quick kick out of the middle by Mole Queen, who's ditched the half sleeves for this quarter that he had for the first half. There's a bit of push and shove. Free kick is coming back.
Barry can have the last dim sim
And
for
it will
sending
go
that score
to
through.
Riddle.
Thank you.
So Brad Riddle launches it forward. 2-on-1 contest, favoured East Burwood. Strong tackle applied. Potts there. Can't go anywhere with it. I noticed at half-time, Matt might be able to shed some light on this. There was a Hawks player, it looked like it might have been Jack Steinford in a jacket. It gave her the impression he wouldn't be coming back on for the second half either. So that's another player short that they'll be. It's crossed down to Matt on the boundary.
Yeah, he's not only got the jacket, he's got the blanket on as well, Matt. He looks like he's rugged up for the day. He's doesn't look like he's very interested in the game either.
He's on Twitter, is he?
No, he's not on Twitter, but he's about to fall asleep.
Netflix.
New episodes of Suits came out as well.
They? When's Peaky Blinders coming out? I've been waiting for that long.
Oh, free kick's been paid.
Yeah, your man, Brad.
Adam Amin, yeah, he's going to have the chance to make an impact here. He's in the wars because at the moment he was holding his throat like he might have caught one in the esophagus just during that contest. But it's been quiet to say the least this afternoon, and he is such an important player for the Hawks. They need him firing. So Adam Amin, can he keep the Hawks in the game here? He is a renowned goal kicker, but on this occasion he hangs it out to the left.
Fair old roost.
Yeah, he got the distance, but I think in getting the distance he had to sacrifice that bit of accuracy. So it is now a 27-point lead for East Burwood.
Short passes on. Kennedy stands strong. I think he's been a good play for East Burwood, Kennedy, today. Quick handball away. And now the Rams up towards the half-forward line. Bouncing football from the wing position. He's going to sit up well here for Maxie Wills. Kicked the last goal inside 450. Looking for Galeno. He had the back spot. He had to work Pitts out of the situation. Pitts did well. Nicely done there. That time by Dunn. Handball just out of the danger zone. He was looking for some more support, but the Rams are still there. Here's Wills, top of the 50, set sail for goal, and Gamey's there, and it pushed it. Probably would have hoped that it went out of bounds there, East Burwood, but it did go through for a minor score, which means 23 minutes tick over on the Bendigo Bank scoreboard in the third term out here on AFL Game Day. It's the East Burwood Rams leading 6-9-45. Glen Waverley Hawks 2-5-17.
Dunn brings the ball back in. Not his best kick today though, and it's been marked there by Kennedy. So Jason Kennedy for the Rams gets around the man on the mark, roosts it forward, and his kick tumbles out of bounds right alongside the behind post. So it'll be a boundary throw in deep in the East Burwood forward line here, as we'll have to wait a little while for someone to fetch the ball.
Just sitting there, isn't it?
It's in no man's land at the moment. Now we've got someone keen to help out, which is good.
Let's check out his skills.
Yeah.
Safety. Went for the safety.
Throws the ball back to the boundary umpire. So throws it back in. Parthenides nicely palmed down that time.
Oh!
Strong tackle applied,
Yeah,
and did
gone.
he have the footy?
Yeah, that's gone. That's holding the ball every day of the week.
Textbook decision there.
Yeah, it's been paid holding the ball, so he dropped it. Absolutely dropped it red-handed in the tackle there by Perry. So Stephen Perry rewarded for a perfect tackle.
Well, he should already have a goal.
Yeah, we thought he kicked one right at the start of the game. You'd back him to kick this, although the wind is a bit tricky just at the moment, but what's he done? He's missed it, and another minor score for Stephen Perry. So East Burwood move on to 6-10-46. Glen Waverley Hawks 2-5-17.
And is he missed now? Is that 3, Brad?
3 behinds for Stephen Perry, 1 in each quarter, correct. Used to be a Stephen Perry for many years on the EFL media team, but I think that might have been before your time, BWS.
No, I can't remember a
Don't
Stephen
remember
Perry.
No, yeah.
Was this in the Nick Johnstone days,
yeah,
was it?
No, this is more in the early 2000s, so the sort of Peter Booth, Steve Reimer, Andrew Conway era.
Hashtag old school as the ball comes back into the ground now. Parthenides at the back got the handball away, but he was going the wrong way of his side, and it scoots out now. Canning on the right boot, an up and under kick that was like half smothered, so they're still outside that 50-yard. Wheels on the right boot, spears it in. He's found Pagliaro, got the handball away. Handbrake up to the top of the square, sitting at the back. Well, you can see Galeno just waiting for it, but as he's done several times today, they have been peppering. Tom Eddy takes another strong mark, probably Glen Waverley's best player today. Gets the ball outside of that danger zone now, over the back there. Armin needs to trap the football, get the fend off. Well done there by Rhett Masters, who will be rewarded with the free kick. So Masters,
It's not his day today, that's for sure.
saw his old man Ray in the rooms at half-time looking well, enjoying a beverage, kicks it long at the back of the pack there. Oh, the second bite, Maxi Wills, he's not going to be rewarded. The crowd wasn't enough to get it up. And once again, a controversial attempt at mark for East Burwood right on the siren is not paid. So three-quarter timeout here at Waverley Toyota Oval, aka Central Reserve. And on the EFL match of the day, it is East Burwood, the away side today, leading this one. And quite comfortably too, 29 points is the margin. 6-10-46 to Glen Waverley Hawks 2-5-17. Adrian Galeno is